Hey all, welcome back to another week of Brave Kids Art Club. My name is Brad, and today we're going to be drawing an animal that we actually should have drawn a long time ago. I cannot believe that we have not drawn this animal yet. This one is so cool. It's actually one of my most favorite animals to draw, and you'll see why when we get to it. But this animal, we actually drew the female version of this animal before. I'll just give it to you. It's a bird. We drew a female version of this bird before, which was really fun, and this one is the male version, which so often in the animal world is a lot more exciting because they're more colorful, they have different markings and things like that, and that's just how it goes most of the times with male animals. So this one is no exception. It's very elaborate and fun, so it's gonna be a lot of fun to draw. But let me give you a few hints, see if you can figure out which one it is. They have a really large comb on top of their head. They're protectors, and they like to crow a lot. Okay, that one kind of gave it away. We're drawing a rooster today. Can you believe it? We haven't drawn a rooster yet, but we have drawn a hen, which is a female chicken, and the rooster is a male chicken. So let's draw our male chicken or our rooster. But first, before we do that, we gotta make sure we have everything that we need to get started. As always, make sure you have a nice clean sheet of paper out. You'll need a sharpened pencil to get some sketching done, which is gonna be the first part that we do always, that we make sure we get everything ready the way we need it to before we use our dark marker or a pen to do an outline of everything. And then once we're done on that outlining, we're gonna wanna erase all of our sketching. And probably while we're sketching, we're gonna have to do some erasing. You'll see a lot of that. So make sure you have an eraser handy. And at the very end, for the rooster, we're gonna bust out a lot of fun colors. So I'm really excited. You don't have to use markers. You can use whatever you'd like to color. All right, so if you'll notice, I have my paper on its side, so it's horizontal, and we are going to be doing, we need to leave a lot of room actually for that big tail on the back, so I need to figure this out. Now, if you remember from the chicken episode, which is where we drew a hen, I started off with a half a circle, kind of look like a watermelon slice. I think we can do that again. I think we can do that to kind of start off the main shape of our rooster. I don't think that would be a terrible idea. You know what? That line was a terrible idea, though. I'm gonna start a little bit lower. A little bit lower, because we have really big feathers in the back and this neck is really long, so we probably wanna start lower on your page, then higher. We're gonna go kind of do the half the circle, right there. And then we're going to do, let's figure out where the head is. Let's say the head's gonna be right about here. Now we're gonna have the head up there because it has a really long neck. And then we're gonna make sure that with that circle right there, we're gonna have it kind of connect to the rest of the body, like this. And we can make it come out a little bit further. It's okay to not stick exactly to what you've already created there. Let's do that. And we'll have to change that because they have a little thing under the neck called a waddle, and that kind of changes where things are. But we're gonna start connecting the dots here so that we can kind of see the main shapes and how much space everything takes up. So we're gonna go like this, maybe from back here. Ooh, yeah, go back further. They got big necks. There we go. I keep drawing it, keep drawing over it, it gets further and further away. But I like that, it needs to go a little bit further. Okay, and then we gotta make sure we put the comb on the top so we can see how high up this is. That's that wobbly bit on the top of their head, that red thing. So we're gonna go and do that just by adding, and you could do this however you want. There's so many different ways you could draw this because they are kind of funky looking. Don't feel like you're doing it the wrong way. So we'll kind of go like that, maybe just do yeah, something like that. It doesn't really matter. You just put something up there and kind of do some squiggly lines. It'll kind of look like a rooster comb. Or you could even make it spiky. You could do that too. That would totally work. You make it yours. You make your own rooster comb. And then let's see, let's do the tail here. Now there's not a whole lot going on here. You don't see a lot of this because that's mostly covered up by all different types of feathers and tail feathers and all sorts of stuff. They got lots going on. So I'm gonna start maybe like right around here. And we're gonna start with a big arc right up here, like this. There we go. We're gonna make those big feathers on the top. And then what I like to do is probably let's do this. Let's draw, instead of connecting them and making them fully dimensional or just make them filled out, let's not do that yet. Let's just draw the lines where we think those feathers are gonna go. Like this, and then we'll connect them after. So maybe I'll do one like right here. I'll do another one maybe right here. And they get smaller. You get like 2 big ones on the back, and then they kind of get smaller underneath here. So that's why you see me kind of doing that. There we are. Okay, well I gotta start connecting some things because it's not looking quite right yet, and I don't want to finish things off until I have some of the stuff like decided on. So let's start go right here. Let's do this little like zigzag pattern right here. I think they call this like a cape, this part right here, and it just goes over top of there. And they got different kind of feathers on all different parts. So there you have kind of your different color feathers right here on their neck. And then let's do the back wing, their wings, which we can kind of put right here. And it kind of overlaps their body a little bit. And it comes back on this side, and it should probably maybe go to this point and kind of go like that. There we go. Starting to come together. Looks a little bit more exciting than the hen that we drew before, right? They have really cool colors. They're all about showing off in front of the females. You always hear them make that little cock-a-doodle-doo noise or some other sort of crowing noise. That's because they're actually kind of asserting their dominance. They're saying, this is my place. Because they like to protect. There's usually one rooster, and it's protecting a lot of the hens and their eggs, and that's his job. So that's what he likes to do, is he's the protector, and he likes everybody to know it. So he makes that crowing noise quite a bit. And a lot of times they say you hear it in the morning, and that's just because that's when they get up, and every morning they want to just tell everybody that they are the one in charge. So that's why they crow in the morning. It's not because they're crowing at the sun, it's just that they're just telling everybody that they're in charge today. want to remind everybody that they're in charge. Okay, so on the back, now this is kind of weird, right? There's nothing really going on over here. To fix that, we're gonna do some feathers, like this. And there's no real wrong way to do it, so don't feel like you're doing it wrong. Just draw a bunch of little feathers right here, and you're good to go. You can even do some more on the inside. We don't have to do a ton more, but then you can kind of show that they have the little feathers that are a lot shorter near the bum, and then you have these other feathers that kind of come out and do this. Maybe they're getting a little too close to each other. There we go. There we go. And we got these bigger ones out here. So let's figure out what I was gonna do with this side, right? I was telling you, so we got the line. Just go on one side of it, start and kind of go down, and then all you have to do is connect to that next one. And then go, and you're gonna connect to the next line that you drew, like that. And keep doing that all the way down until they're all connected. Like this. There we go. There we are. I'm going to erase this one because it didn't really have a home. Does that look pretty fun? How fun is that going to be to color? Really fun. I can tell you now. It's going to be really fun. Okay, we got that big feather in the back. And now we got to draw the eyes. Let's draw the eye right here. Big eyeball. Because even though he's in charge and he's the protector, maybe he's friendly. He's friendly to its hens. Sometimes they're not so friendly when you try to go up to the chicken coop. They might want to chase you around because they're protecting. They protect the other hens from predators. So they're used to making sure nobody gets in there. Alrighty, so you know what? We already drew this circle. I'm going to keep that circle. I'm going to follow that circle. I'm going to push a little hard. When I'm ready to keep it, I kind of just press harder on it. And then right here, this little gap between here and the comb, we got to draw the little beak. So let's do that. Let's draw the beak right. It's going to be a little lower. Take it back. It's going to be a little lower. Let's do this. They don't really have a giant beak, so I'm going to kind of go like that. There you go. And then we're going to do a little, maybe a little mouth on there. Ooh, I like that. Now, the one thing I want to do is I want to connect. I don't want that gap right there between the beak and the comb. So I can go ahead and make a change to that. Luckily, this part doesn't, you can kind of get away with a lot with the comb. Notice how I'm not really caring too much about that shape. I'll just kind of go like that. There we go. And then I'll go back up, finish that circle off. Oh, there he is. He's taking shape. And then we're going to do the waddle. I mean, we're not literally going to waddle. It's not like a dance or anything. It's just the little thing underneath his neck. This little waddle. I don't know. What does the waddle look like? There, it looks like that. They kind of got funky little skin hanging on them all over the place. I wonder why they have that waddle. Probably to show it off. That's probably what it's for. Just like the big comb on there and the big feathers and the bright colors, which we'll figure out after. Alrighty, I'm gonna do some little waves right there to kind of, and we'll do another set. Just kind of have them meet right there in the middle, like that. We'll have some feathers. Maybe we'll do another set of waves down here because I want to separate these into different colors when I color it. I'll just kind of go to the points of those little waves right there, and I'll connect these like this. There we are. There you go. See, lots of stuff to color in. Should be a lot of fun. Oh, and speaking of that, maybe we should do some more here on the neck. We can add some more zigzags so we can have some more fun with colors. You're basically making your own coloring book, so you make as many things as you want to have to color in, and it'll be a lot more fun for you. Let's get down to those legs. They got strong legs. We're gonna draw a little, like a half circle right there, because they got little thick thighs, little chicken thighs. So we'll do 2 straight lines down, and then we're gonna draw, they have a back toe like this. They're actually pretty sharp little claws or talons they have there. And we're gonna go like this, and one more. There we go. So we got 2 in the front, 1 in the back, and they actually have something called a spur, which is this thing, and it grows their whole life. And it's a sharp little thing that they use for protection. That's actually how that they can fight with that and protect themselves with it. So it's kind of a built-in weapon on their body. Pretty wild, huh? You didn't think that chickens would even have little weapons built into their body. So let's do another one of those. Maybe we'll have his little foot sticking up there like he's strutting his stuff. So we'll have one we'll have the leg kind of going out this way, like that. And then we'll have a foot or a little toe going backwards, like that. And then we'll have 2 more in the front, like we did earlier. Like that. There we go. And then we'll do this little thing right here. Little spur on the back. Oh, I love how this turned out. This is going to be so much fun to color. And maybe, you know what? Maybe those legs do need to be a little bit bigger. They do look a little small. But it's okay. This is my version. My version is we really want to focus on the colors and the shapes and stuff like that in the body of our rooster. And I really care less about the feet. I mean, they're important to the rooster, but in terms of coloring, I'm more excited about this part. So sometimes you'll notice I'll do drawings, and I kind of make them so that they're more fun for me to color in. And that's just making it your own. That's totally fine to do. You don't have to do it exactly like this. And see how I'm adding like extra little things everywhere? That's just gonna be more fun to color in. So, okay, I think I'm good and ready to do my final outline. I'm gonna do my final outline here. And I'm gonna try to make sure everything kind of connects here. So I'm gonna try to put that in the center. Ooh, I got a little wobbly hand today. Let's try to get that back on track like this. Go back around this way. Because this is all a separate part. This isn't feathers. The part that I'm outlining right now, all this part is kind of like the same stuff as the comb. They also have a little spot like right back here. I'll draw that in, you know. I'll add that in. And that's their earlobe. Chickens have ears too. You just don't ever really, it's hard to see them, so I guess I didn't really assume that. I mean, I guess they could hear, but you don't think of them having earlobes. I think maybe they have ears, but earlobes are these things right here. Those things that dangle on the bottom of your ear, that squishy part. They have little earlobes too. And we learned something really cool about the hens, right? we learned that those earlobes, depending on the color of them, really determines the color of their eggs. So if they have like the darker earlobes, then they'll have like the brown eggs, or if they have the white earlobe, then they'll have the white eggs. Isn't that pretty fascinating? All right, let's do this eyeball. Ooh. Do any of you guys have chickens? I have some friends who have chickens in their backyard, and they live in a neighborhood. A lot of people can, they don't need a ton of space, but they have a little area for them to kind of walk around, and then you have a little coop for them to keep them safe. And they can lay eggs, and you can have eggs for breakfast. That'd be pretty cool. Okay, ready to go all the way back here. Boom. Oh, yeah, I like the look at this guy. He looks sporty. Looks like he's in good shape. You have to protect him from foxes and coyotes and things. Maybe dogs. Maybe neighborhood dogs. Takes care of them all. Okay, I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go ahead and do those little lines there just so I can color them in later. Have you thought of a name yet for your roosters? I don't know what I'm going to call mine. I'll think of a name. I got time. Right now I'm drawing these kind of thicker legs. Like this. There we go. Got that little spur on the back. Maybe I want to curve this a little bit. Like that. There we go. Do those little toes. There we are. And we'll do the little spur right there on the back. Okay, let's do these little zigzags up here. And one more. All right. Little guys coming together. Here we go. You know what? I think I'm going to name my rooster, let's see, Rourke. I'm going to name my rooster Rourke. I like that name. That works really well. I think he looks like a Rourke, so we'll do that. We're going to finish up these little feathers in the back. Man, there's a lot of little things to color in, isn't there? And outline, it looks like. Ugh. If you are falling behind at all you have to do is pause it. Just pause it and catch back up. But this part, honestly, is kind of more decorative. A little bit more decoration, and you can choose how you would like to do this. Maybe you're like, you know what? That's not how I want to draw my feathers. And you know what I'm going to tell you? That's okay. That's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be my way either. You could draw feathers however you'd like, and you probably have better ideas than I do. And when you do come up with those ideas and you draw these amazing feathers, please share them with me. I would love to see what you guys are making. You guys are so fantastic at sharing what you guys make. I'm so proud of you guys. Your parents are awesome too for sending it in. So you got to give them a big thank you for sending in all your work. Did you guys catch the Friday episode? I think it was dragonflies. We got to draw a really cool dragonfly, but at the very end of it, you got to see if your work was in there. I showcased a lot of your guys' artwork, and I'm really excited to see if you saw or hear if you got some of your work in there. It's kind of fun to see it out in those little slideshows, and everybody else gets to see it too. So I think that's pretty fun. Well, this rooster I think is ready to be colored in. I'm really, really excited. All I have to do now is just go through and erase all the sketching, and then I can be ready to color in with my marker. So go ahead and do the same thing. Make sure you clean up your sketch, everything's outlined, and then start coloring, and we'll meet up right after. I think my rooster is finished. See, I told you there's so many fun colors you can do with your rooster. So I had an absolute blast. Now look, I made little mistakes here and there and I'm not mad about it. I'm okay about it. So you got these little spots right here. I just want to point them out because your stuff's not going to be perfect. It's okay. You're doing this analog. That means you're doing it off the computer. You're doing it in real life. And when you do that, oh, that actually just reminded me. Look, I still even missed a little piece right here. But there's going to be little things on here that just, you know, you just can't help. It can't be perfect every time. But it's okay. It still looks like an awesome rooster in my opinion. I'm really happy with it and I'm proud of it. I'm going to put my name on it because I'm that proud of it. And you should do so on yours as well. Hopefully you had a lot of fun. This is always so much fun for me to do. I know I always say that, but honestly, this is really like the highlight of my day, doing these projects with you. And hopefully I get a chance to see what you guys make. If you want to share it, just have your parents go on Instagram and just tag us at Brave Kids Art Club. And that way I get a chance to see what you guys are working on. But thank you guys so much for showing up, drawing. We do this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And so 3 times a week, you get an opportunity to do this. So subscribe to the channel. And if you enjoyed this video in particular, please give it a like. That really helps me do these. And remember, be brave, be creative, but most importantly, be you. Alrighty, we'll see you guys next time.